Thank you for listening to this podcast from TRE, Talk Radio Europe, your voice in Spain and around the world. For more information, please visit tre.radio.
TRE in the afternoon. Presented by Hannah Murray.
Good afternoon. You are listening to Men Talk with me in the studio today, Michael Senka and Bill Blenkarn. Hello.
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 Hello. I decided to just have two of you today because I knew we'd be fine with just two of you.
The grumpy ones.
Yeah, no, I didn't say that. No, the chatty ones. The chatty ones. It's all good. It's all good, I think, I hope. What could possibly go wrong, she says. So, I thought we'd start with Olympics because that's what's happening now. And there's a couple of controversial things that have happened thus far that I thought would be interesting to get your comments on. So this is something that happened the other day. Just in case you don't know, I'll tell you the backstory. A former BBC commentator has been kicked out of the Paris Olympics after making a sexist remark about a women's swim team. Eurosport's Bob Ballard was removed from the broadcaster's coverage of the games after saying the Australian freestyle relay team were late to leave the swimming venue because they were doing their makeup. His actual words were, well, the women just finishing up, you know what women are like, hanging around doing their makeup. A clip of the comment went viral on social media and Eurosport acted swiftly, removing him from its coverage.
You mean they panicked swiftly?
Yeah, exactly.
What?
So,
sorry, before your wife goes out, would she go out of the house with no makeup on?
My wife, as it happens, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, my ex-wife definitely wouldn't, and my daughter definitely wouldn't, and I'm sorry, I think it's an absolute joke. I mean,
so
come on.
You don't see what the fuss is about?
I don't see what the big fuss is about. You know,
but that's, this is why I always say when the women here do the women talk, there'll be a whole long conversation here, and the blokes, we just go, well, so they're putting their makeup on, so what?
Well, I'll give, I'm not saying I have the other point of view, but I'll give you the other point of view because I've seen people discussing it on various TV shows, and I'll be totally honest with you, I was a little bit more in the same opinion as you until I saw some women getting really quite angry about it on television, and I thought, wow, that's a bit extreme. And then I thought, well, I have a point.
But why?
The point is that his throwaway comment is sort of this isn't my opinion, this is what the women who are angry about it are saying. It's belittling women. It's kind of suggesting that, the women aren't as good as the men, all they're caring about, that they weren't putting on makeup at all. They were going to compete in sport, and they're suggesting that all they care about is the makeup and doing the makeup and all that kind of stuff. It just belittles the fact that they're serious athletes that are competing for their country.
Okay. Well, here's one to wrap your head round.
Yeah.
They're upset about them saying something about a woman's putting a bit of makeup on and everything, and we've got to protect women's rights and you mustn't insult women. The next day, you put two boxers in the ring. One of them's a man, one of them's a woman who claims to be a man who claims to be a woman. He's not the granny out of this poor kid. Right, the first punch, he's stopped the fight. Is that right?
No.
That's a lot worse. I think that's a lot worse than turning around and saying, oh, she put a bit of makeup on. Kick up a stink about that.
Yeah.
Because that is totally wrong.
Oh,
where do you stop? I mean, and even with the male, when they're diving, the male divers, and they've got their tight little budgie smugglers on, there's been female comments about there's not much left to...
Has they really?
Yeah,
that's wrong.
But you don't hear all the men kicking up, going, "How dare they talk about his manhood or how
didn't know that was the case. That would be wrong.
Have you ever been to a hen night when the strippers come on?
Oh, a hen night's different to commentating on television about. My God!
Is it?
Yes.
No, but women. What I'm saying is when it suits, it's we're offended.
Yeah.
And okay, so you're offended. Now what?
Yeah, I don't think that's just women. I think that's people in general.
Yes, but what I'm saying is then they're going to put the boxers in the ring, who's definitely a man.
Yeah, that's insane.
Okay, but then fix it all.
Yeah, me?
Well, not me.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think
you
it's,
can do it.
I think it's. I think the world is really going mad. I mean, we were talking outside about. Remember Alf Garnett? Only Fools and
Yeah,
Horses.
exactly.
Yeah, Benny Hill.
Can you
Yeah.
imagine chasing women around?
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine that in this day and age?
It wouldn't happen. Well, there's a part of me that thinks it wouldn't happen, but then if you look at most pop videos
Yeah.
and what happens in pop videos,
Yeah.
what the women are wearing or not,
Yeah.
and how the men are touching them and treating them and
Yeah.
stuff, as a normal pop video that youngsters grow up watching.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Can
mad.
I ask how many women out there watch a programme in England called Take Me Out, where a guy comes down and there's 30 or 20 women all stood behind a podium.
Oh, no
Yeah.
likey, no righty.
Yeah.
Never seen it.
But we're told not to objectify women, yet they're happy to go on a TV programme and
Yeah.
the guy turn around and go, who should I choose? Who should I choose? I mean,
Yeah.
really?
Choose me.
Yeah, no, it is.
It's
Absolutely.
so look, I think it's you've got keyboard warriors that I call them keyboard warriors that
Yeah.
put stuff on Instagram and things like. You're going to have people that just sit there and want to moan about everything. I mean, I'd hate to think how many complaints Piers Morgan gets every day, but I love the guy. I think he says it as it is.
Well, I think the issue with this, to be honest, I think you have to, because I'm so aware of it myself and certainly not comparing myself to the situation that these commentators are in, but you have to be slightly more aware of what you're saying when you're on national television or
Yeah.
radio. You're working for the BBC,
Yeah.
particularly.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about
compared
what happens
to-
when you work for BBC.
Oh,
Wanna
well, yeah,
talk
no,
about
hello.
that?
All right, no, that's something else. But we could talk about that. But that's different to be. I've been there are men that I know and love dearly who would make a comment like that and have made a comment like that, and I laugh. And they're saying it to be controversial, to make it sound like they're being sexist when they're not really, and it's all funny and silly and whatever. But when you're commentating,
I think in this day and age, unfortunately, in this day and age, when you take on that role of being a TV presenter, you can't. I mean, you just can't say stuff like this. I mean, unfortunately, we live in a day and age where, even looking at somebody in the wrong way, you can be accused.
You used to walk into the office and one of the girls in the office say, "Oh, you look nice today." You can't say that anymore.
No.
But what I'd be interested to know is, did any of that team complain?
I don't actually know.
No, but because this is my other thing.
Probably not.
Who's complained?
But people watching.
You can't be more offended than the people that the
he was
remark
talking about,
that was made to. If they're okay with it, you can't be offended on my behalf.
Yeah.
If you say something to me and I think, okay, that was a funny remark, it might have been racist, it might have been sexist, and I don't want anybody standing up for me saying that's racist. That's if I'm okay with it. If those girls are okay with it, and they feel, that's funny. What difference?
Yeah. Okay, I'm slightly nervous going on to this next one.
I'm enjoying this.
I thought you might. Okay. That you for sure will have heard about this one. The Dutch team has admitted to protecting a convicted child rapist after beach volleyball player Steven van der Velde was allowed to skip his post-match interviews. The 29-year-old was booed at the Champ de Mars Park under the Eiffel Tower as he was introduced. Olympic chiefs have ignored a 90,000-strong petition to disqualify him, who was jailed for 4 years in the UK for raping a British girl aged 12 in 2014 when he was 19.
Why is he even alive?
Well, okay.
Oh, is that controversial?
No, hold on. Let me ask the question. Was he was found? I mean, because again, we have to be careful about what we're saying here. Was he actually found proven guilty?
Yes.
And right.
But
so if
I've looked into it. It wasn't a one-off rape. They were actually in a relationship. But because she's 12 and under the age of consent, that's why it's so...
hold
just
on.
to
So
clarify.
that is very different.
It is very different,
It is very different in when you're... If they're in a relationship, so he was 19 and she was
19 and she
12.
was 12.
He should still know better.
No, it doesn't make it right, but it's
no,
not
but
like
it's not
dark
like he's
alleyway.
dark alley and he's pulled her skirt down, and so look, unfortunately, when you go down that route, and I had something similar with my daughter when she was 15 and the guy was 18, and I simply said to him, "She's underage, and you're you're basically you're crossing the line, mate, legally.
Yeah.
I think, look, I'm sorry, when you're in that position, you can't go and do that in the public. And I cannot believe the Dutch team were actually happy enough for a rapist, however you want to cut it, to represent them in their national team.
That's the
whether
thing.
whether he's good or not. I'm sorry. Even at 19,
Look, at 19, you should not be having a relationship with a 12-year-old girl in any shape or form. She's a little girl. She's a kid.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
It's weird. It's wrong. I mean,
she was 12 then.
Yeah.
When did they start going out? When did they start becoming an item, or whatever they want to call it?
Yeah.
and did her parents know?
I don't know the answer to all of these questions, I'm sorry. But something, because we discussed this a couple of weeks ago, and one of the other things that came up is the whole idea of, is it because he's in the Olympics that's wrong? Because he's done his time, as it were. When someone goes to, whether it's rape, whether it's murder, whether it's burglary, all the different crimes, people go to prison, do their crime. Then when they come out, they hopefully are trying to kind of get back into society. They need to find a job, all that kind of stuff.
Do that in Holland.
Okay.
Don't do it in the UK. You've proven yourself not to be worthy of living in the UK. I'm sorry. It's like Shamima Begum.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You were old enough. You knew exactly what you're doing. Stay where you are. You don't deserve to be back in the. Do you know what I mean?
No, he's not in the UK. He's in the Olympics representing Holland. He was in the UK when this happened.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, does everybody deserve a second chance in life? Look, maybe the guy is actually remorseful and he didn't realise at the time. Maybe he was in. I mean, there's so many things you have to take into.
Don't you realise?
Yeah, he did know. He did. He was in a relationship.
No, but I'm thinking they started when she was probably 10 or 11.
Oh, no,
or 12.
no, I don't think so.
What? So on her 12th birthday, they began a relationship.
Yeah.
No, what I'm saying is that was when he got found guilty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was 12.
Look, he didn't rape her as in Dark Alley rape her. So, I'm not. I don't agree with it. I don't think he should be in the Olympics.
No.
I don't. Right.
Okay.
But there are an awful lot of men out there who have been accused of rape, who are innocent and not actually done it, and have paid their price in life. He's done 4 years. Right. He knows. It's not like he's, that Dark Alley raped her.
Yeah.
Then he should be decapitated and whatever, thrown overboard. A bit harsh on radio, but anyway. But look, everyone deserves a second chance, but I don't think he should be representing the national team.
Not everybody. Not everybody.
Well, no, but this is the interesting
thing. The man in the Dark Alley don't reckon a second chance.
No, he doesn't deserve a second chance.
That's right. You just said everybody does, and I said not everybody.
No, sorry. No, you're right. No, not everybody.
Not everybody.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's tricky though, isn't it? It's an interesting discussion point.
He certainly look. If he should be given a second chance, but maybe kept out the spotlight, maybe not representing your country.
Yes,
maybe that's just a little bit more. You've done this. You've done your thing.
It's an honour to represent your country. It should be.
You're standing there waving the flag. Basically, you shouldn't be allowed to represent your country. Maybe that's one of the prices you pay.
Yeah.
For making a big misjudgment.
Yeah.
That's,
I laugh now. We're saying about 19 and 12. I've actually got friends, mentioning no names. One of them's 60 and his girlfriend's 30.
Yeah,
okay.
That's all right. Well, I mean, it's all legal, and if
it's all legal. But like when I say to my daughter, says to me, "Dad, that's sick. That's like you're a paedophile."
No, of course it's not. No, definitely not.
No, but it's interesting the perception of
But once you're an adult, and it's quite.
We like to call them spring and autumn relationships.
I presume the older one is the man.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that's quite a kind of common thing, isn't it? For various different reasons.
30 years.
Someone once said, "What first attracted you to the multi-millionaire?"
Yes, Paul Daniels. Yeah, that was brilliant.
Paul Daniels. Yeah.
He does actually have a big boat as well.
Yeah. Okay. There we go.
We better take a break.
Hannah Murray on TRE in the afternoon.
Good afternoon. You're listening to Men Talk with me in the studio today, Michael Senker and Bill Blenkarn.
Yes.
There's an article here about things that you have to take with you on holiday. So this isn't if you're going camping and therefore you need camping. What's that? And you kind of need to take everything. This is if you're going to stay in a hotel or maybe even an apartment and you just want your own kind of creature comforts. So I looked through the list and I can honestly say that I would never take any of these things with me on holiday unless I was going to an apartment that didn't have things that you needed to buy. So assuming that's not the case, tea bags is the top one. This is obviously people in the UK. Would you go on holiday and take tea bags?
No, because I don't drink tea.
Okay, that's a good reason.
Well,
this is a pause, so this must be a yes.
There have been English ladies who I've frequented with that have stayed with me who insist on having either Yorkshire tea or Tetley tea.
Really?
Yeah, very
then
strange.
ruin it with Spanish milk.
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
bit bizarre, but you know what? Needs must.
Yeah, exactly. We aim to please and all that. So, what would you take?
I did wonder when she said about bags, tea bags, and for a moment my head went to a totally wrong place. You know,
Totally
It's a different saying.
Yeah, different show as well.
That Hannah Murray used to have such a great show.
I think I'll have 3 different men next time. Okay, so biscuits. Would you take any food or drink, like biscuits, coffee?
They do know there's
Crisps.
shops here, don't they?
I know. It's weird. So you can't relate to any of this. If you go to a hotel, would you take your own pillow?
no,
No. Me neither. Slippers?
no.
No.
I'll tell you what I take. Passport, tickets and money.
And clothes.
And whatever's in the suitcase.
Yeah. Well, the
I
Patty's
do-
packed for you, you mean?
No. And
You would pack yourself?
And my Chanel. That's the only thing that I have to have with me.
My Chanel, I thought you'd have been a Brute 66 guy.
No, it's for the day.
My ex-wife's mother, she's a bit of a strange woman anyway, but
What, you want to take her with you?
That would be weird. That
But
would be weird.
she always used to take a clean pillowcase because she was OCD about the
Cleanliness
how
of
the
the
cleanliness of pillowcases.
You don't want to worry about the pillowcase. Have a look at the pillow.
Oh, don't.
27 shades of brown. I know about 50 shades of grey.
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah, it's when you start thinking about these things, it makes you want to take things like that, but I really never would.
No.
I wouldn't at all, any of these things. I mean, people take jam. I mean, come on.
But the thing is, and this happened to my mother-in-law, rest her soul, she came here with a jar of Marmite,
Yeah.
and she got it confiscated at customs.
yes.
They wouldn't let her bring it in because it was this weird food stuff.
Yeah.
So
Well, I
suppose-
got pate confiscated once because I was trying because I didn't think it was a liquid because it wasn't. It was jars of pate. Taking it back to people as a present. And they confiscated it because it was over 100 milligrams.
This old granny in a wheelchair, and they're like, it's like a scene from Nothing to Declare. You know, like, what have you got there? Marmite. Hands up. Like, strip search.
Oh no!
At your peril.
Yeah, too much. Okay, we're moving on to relationships now.
Oh, God. Greater then.
Maybe I should leave.
So the headline reads, "My best friend is cheating on his wife and I'm helping him cover it up. Now I feel more guilty than he does and I really wish he had never told me." So this is a fascinating one.
I'd bribe him 500 quid a month. I'll keep quiet.
How would you feel
pay.
about this if...
When do you want it started?
So this isn't to do with you and you having an affair. It's a friend of yours, or it could be a friend of your partner's, or all that kind of complicatedness. If you knew that a really good friend of yours was having an affair, would you tell the partner? You know, how would you handle it?
What's the value in it? Who wins? What's the plus point of any of it?
I guess the person who's being cheated on knowing the truth and making their own decision about how they want to deal with it.
What happens if it's a little fling, gets it out of his system, and they live happily ever after? But by you saying something, you've ruined it forever.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I'm not saying you should do it. I'm just asking what you would do.
It's an interesting one.
All right, pal, you're safe. You're safe. I'm not going to say a word.
I think if I knew the girlfriend or the wife,
Who's
if I
being
knew
cheated
her well as well as him, and they've got children and what have you, then I would more likely say to him, stop being an idiot.
Yeah.
Because this is bang out of order. You've got children.
Yeah.
If you don't want to be with her, finish it, but do it. Don't go down that route, because it's
and also,
it's not nice.
I mean, there's also, don't middle me. Don't put me in the middle. I don't want to be. Don't tell me this thing. I don't want to know about it.
That's the thing.
And
isn't it?
I just cut them off, and then the questions start going. Well, how come you're not going out with Bill on Friday night? You know, every Friday night you're out with Bill. You know, look, in this day and age, it's so difficult because, well, certainly in Marbella, since I've been living here, I mean, Jesus, do people actually have relationships? I mean, it's unbelievable. I see guys with different women every week that I thought they were going, their partners or wives. So,
gosh.
Look, if it was me and my mate knew that my wife was cheating on me, would I expect him to tell me? Yeah. Yeah.
You would?
Yeah, I'd expect him to tell me.
Okay. Yeah. So if it's that way round, you'd want to be told, but if it was the other way round, you wouldn't tell them?
No. I just said if it was my friend was a female, then I would tell her. Even if he was my friend, if he was having an affair, and she's my friend, and then I would tell.
But it becomes like, so it's a fling or whatever. It's not an affair. He's cheating on his wife. If he could stop it, not be any the wiser. And they live happily ever after with their kids.
Yeah, there's lots of variables.
But that's what I'm saying. So it's not a black and white question.
It's definitely not.
But you've also got to remember, and here's what I've learned, a very, very big lesson. I was with my wife for nearly 20 odd years, right? And when COVID hit, we really realised that we were never in love. Okay. But we loved each other, right?
Okay, yeah.
So then, not that I ever had an affair or whatever, but you can see why. And I've always said this. I've got friends that have had flings and then gone back or whatever. But then 6 months later, they're at it again. And if you're not in love with somebody enough to be able to say to another, if a younger girl or whatever is coming on to you, then, then you shouldn't be with that person that you're with.
Confession time.
God.
I had an affair.
Okay.
Shh, don't tell them.
Right. And I told my wife.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
But my affair, we've now been together 38 years.
Yeah.
Right, and we have a 36-year-old daughter.
Phew, my heart dropped. I thought you were confessing to having had an affair while you were
Breaking news.
I was like, oh my God.
Few people knew,
right.
And one of them said to us, if you don't tell X, right, I'm going to tell her. So I went home and confessed. But what I'm saying is, it wasn't a fling. It wasn't a fling.
You fell in love with someone else.
We've been together. 38 years.
But you fell in love with her, and that's the difference.
Oh yeah,
and you're with her. So
and we're still every day. You know.
But that was obviously something serious. You connected. I mean, I hate to say it. I mean, some of the girls in the port that I'm friends with, they always talk to me about the universe and how things come together. And weirdly enough, recently I've actually, with some of the stuff that's happened,
use the manifesting. I manifested it. Get away with murder if you manifest it.
Yeah, manifested it. Yeah. So in your situation, you weren't meant to be with your ex-partner. No. You were meant to be with this woman, and it happened, and you're happily ever after.
Yeah.
But don't, if you're going to have a fling, and and you've got no intention of leaving your wife, just don't do it. I mean, especially if you've got kids as well, because you know what, it just ends up very messy and very nasty, and
good can come of it?
Expensive.
Bloody expensive.
I remember saying to my ex-wife, "So what would you like for Christmas?" She said, "A divorce." I said, "I was not thinking of spending that much."
Can't we just go out for dinner?
Yeah. Another house and another BMW.
Oh, gosh. Right, we don't need to take... Yeah, we do need to take another break.
Hannah Murray, TRE in the afternoon.
Good afternoon. You are listening to Men Talk. I had to think about it then.
It's a 50-50 chance. It's a 50-50 chance you're going to get it right.
I know. I nearly...
She's questioning what we are here.
Yeah.
I'm really not. There's no doubt in my mind. Men Talk with Michael Senko and Bill Blenkarn. Whew. Okay, there's an article here that we talked briefly on Women Talk last week, and I thought it'd be interesting to get the male point of view on prenups. Do you think they're a good idea? Do you think it's, sad to go into a marriage saying, okay, if and when we split up, we need to sign this, this is what needs to happen? Do you get it? Would you understand it to protect your own wealth, or would you find it weird if you got together with a woman that she wanted to sign a prenup because she had a lot more money than you? All the different variables. How do you feel?
What's the point in getting married?
Prenup, and I think you've got to stick an NDA in as well.
Yeah.
All in.
Yeah.
Two for the price.
Really, though? Yeah. Really?
No, if you're a very, very wealthy man and you're a very, very wealthy woman, right, all this nonsense about, what yours is mine and what's mine is yours, it is whilst you're together. But you can't, once it's over, as long as you provide...
But it's not very romantic, is it?
Practical.
I wouldn't want to be. If somebody came to me, if I met a wealthy woman, because trust me, it's not the other way around. If I met a wealthy woman and she was like, I want to marry you, whatever, and you fall in love, you're going out, this, that, and the other, and then she says, yeah, I'll marry you, but I want a prenup. That's like, well, hold on, what's your motive here? Because
but you, okay, you're all moon and June and spoon and love and dove and all that business. But then there's the reality things. Like 10 years later, you hate the sight of each other. No way do you want to give it all that. What you thought about? Oh, if we love each other, what's yours is mine and what's mine is yours. 10 years down the road, when she's after your house, your boat, your cottage in the country, and you're not even talking to each other, and she's shagging the milkman, right? Can I say that on the radio?
Well, you just have.
I'm sure they've all heard the word. They've all heard the word. They've all heard the word milkman.
The views
before.
of Michael Senko are not the views of representative of Talk Radio Europe.
But then why should she deserve anything, and vice versa? It works. I'm talking about equal rights for both things.
Well, then let me ask you. Then you have to put your. It's hard because you're in your situation and you're perfectly happy. But if you were to get together with someone again and the woman was wealthy, you'd honestly feel okay about it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
Okay.
As long as she looks after me. As long as she looks after me whilst we're together.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm sure I'll find a way.
I totally get the point of it.
I'll still find a way of thieving off her anyway, so...
I totally get the point of it, and I think it has a place, but I agree with you, Bill. It would be weird. It would be...
I think if you're older in life and you've got... And again, I know some people where it's kind of happened and they have actually put prenups in.
Yeah.
But they've done a prenup not for protecting against if she runs off and then wants to take it. They're not looking at it like they've done the prenup to protect their children.
Okay, fair enough. So
right?
Children before they got together with the sort of second marriage.
So before the second match. So the prenup is in there to say, in actual fact, his prenup is that you will receive something, but the lion's share goes to my children.
Okay.
That would probably be in trust anyway.
Yeah. So that's... in extreme circumstances, I understand it. If it's celebrities that are doing it, then what's the point? Don't get married. Just carry on. Just stop going for the publicity,
Okay.
Right. So you're no prenup and I'm prenup.
We're not getting
That means
married.
you can't marry each other.
Okay. But don't tell my wife I'm having an affair with her.
This is sort of a weird one. So it's maybe more for the women, but I'm interested to hear your take. So
I thought you said this is a weird one. This is more for Bill.
No. So the headline reads. So this is a mother talking. My friends were appalled when I jetted off to Bali alone for a month during my son's GCSEs, but I refused to feel guilty taking a mum sabbatical. How do you feel about mothers, women, going on holiday on their own leaving the man to look after the kids for a while.
Number one, why is this even a story?
I don't know.
Right. Number two, is the child at home with the father?
Yeah.
Well, what's the problem?
Yeah.
If my wife said, listen, I want to... Why people should have their own time.
Yeah.
You know, go away. If you want to go to Bali for 2 weeks, go. I've got the kids. It's fine. No problem.
Yeah.
If she went away and left the children just with Auntie Sue or someone like that, then yeah, I understand. That's a bit... You know,
Patty once went away for a month or so.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah, and someone said, how you getting on?
I think it's great.
Someone said, I said, it's fine. I said, the sex is the same, but the dishes are mounting up.
What's wrong with you today?
You invited me.
It's been a while though, hasn't it? Yeah. Oh dear. Right. Oh, that's not as fun. I'm leaving that one. Okay, here we go. Oh no, that's not really fun. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to find a better one.
She's thinking what they're going to answer and how they're going to answer it.
Okay, smartphones. Parents should check their children's smartphones until the age of 18, according to the National Police Lead on Child Protection. National Police Chief Counsel has urged parents to report any intimate images they find on a child's phone and discourage them from being shared under any circumstances, even in a relationship. So your daughter's 17, so according to this, that would mean you'd still need to be checking her phone now.
At 17, no. I think at 16, I would put it at 60. I mean, she won't even let me have access to see her Instagram. So
You won't let her follow her?
No, she won't let me follow her. Listen, in this day and age, I think there is so much stuff on the internet. There's so much horrific stuff that you can search on your phone and all that. Yeah, I mean, there's still sites where kids can go on and learn how to kill themselves. I mean, why it's even allowed to be on there. So for all this, we talk about kids and mental health issues, then checking the phone, maybe there should be some kind of warning message sent to the parent's phone to say, this website is being looked at by this phone, rather than having the phone itself and going, I need to check that. I mean, that's kind of a bit heavy, but
invading their privacy
if you go back to my era, it's the comparison of reading your daughter or son's diary,
which I think is awful.
So so change the word diary for smartphone. But again, and contradicting myself, the diary was just things that they were getting up to.
Yeah.
You fall down rabbit holes when you go on your phone. You start off Googling for I'm reading a story about a famous actor's died. I've gone in there and I'm finishing up reading about some scandal in something else because one story clicks onto another story. And especially when you go onto Instagram, you look at a story and you go down and think, well, I don't subscribe to that. What's that doing on there? Yeah. And that happens to the kids. So they're looking for one thing and then all of a sudden they're down the rabbit hole of taking tablets, being able to...
I think what's more important than checking their phones is being able to talk to them about anything, having those conversations, having the difficult conversations about sex, about drugs, about self-harm, about all the kind of things that can go wrong and the different paths that they can choose and carrying a knife and all awful things like that. Having the conversations so they know what's right and what's wrong, and if a friend's doing something that they can come and talk to you about it and all that kind of stuff. That's the key, I think.
Listen, the world has the ability and the power to, within minutes, switch all of these sites off that show anything harmful, anything bad, but they don't. Because it's all about money. Yeah. So you're never going to get away with it. For me, if I had my phone and I got an alert to say, your daughter is looking at Pornhub, right, for example. What's it? I don't know.
Anyway,
I don't know.
Carry on.
So, I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
I saw it on your screen on your phone. But do you know what I mean? To have an alert to say...
You've offended my mother now. How do you feel?
Stop it.
But to have like an alert, and maybe it's scored at it's level 1 to 5, and if it's 5, you need to really talk to them. If it's 1, it's obviously some kind of... So you're not invading their privacy, but you're able to say, look, you've been looking at something today. which you
But
shouldn't
that feels like you're
But then
catching them out.
but then you're going to
I
get.
don't
Then
like
you're
that
got
either. That's
as bad as
I know what you've been doing. It's kind of
as
back
bad as
against
that
the wall.
is. As bad as that is, you're going to get. How dare you? It's going to swing
Yeah,
back on
definitely.
you. What are you doing following what I'm doing? What are
Yeah,
you doing
exactly.
tracking me?
It's the
Don't
same
you
as
trust
looking
me?
at it
You
kind
know,
of thing.
okay, I looked at something, but it doesn't mean anything. It was something my friend
Well,
told me to
if
look
my
at.
17-year-old daughter is looking at Pornhub, then I mean that's number one.
You shouldn't
number
leave
one.
your history on.
Number one. Apparently, you're not supposed to be going into that site unless you're over 18. That's the other thing.
But that's the other thing. You go into these sites,
and it
anything
just
like no, forget about age thing. You've got. Do you accept terms and conditions? Have
Yeah.
you ever read the terms and
Yeah.
conditions just
No.
to find out
click it.
where you can get a decent meal?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a tricky one. It's a tricky
It is
one.
a tricky one.
I think younger, then yes, but over maybe 15, 16, I think no, I don't think it should.
It's having the. I mean, I'm not a parent, so I can't talk about it from that point of view. But I know that growing up, I was able to talk to my mum about everything, and I
Yeah.
mean everything, and you know, the whole time growing up, I've spoken to so many people about it since, and so many people didn't have that kind
Yeah.
of relationship
Yeah.
with their mum or with
Yeah.
the parent and stuff. And I value it so much because
Yeah.
it was, and I see kids now having great relationships with their mums, particularly with the girls and the mothers
Yeah.
and the daughters, and being able to talk to them about anything to do with sex, drugs,
Yeah.
all that kind of
Yeah.
thing, asking questions, and it all being out in the open, as
Yeah.
opposed to, I can't talk to my parents about this, and,
Yeah.
and doing things in
Yeah,
secret.
but
and-
most of the kids, even though they talk to their parents, I promise you, there's 2 or 3 girlfriends that know a lot more of what's going on in their lives than their parents do.
Yeah, 100%.
with some, wasn't the case for me.
Well, no,
No, but you know what? Back then, what happened? We've spoken about this before on Men's Talk. That's right, Men's Talk.
Yeah.
On a Sunday, before mobile phones came along, most nights we had to sit down at dinner and
Yes,
we spoke as a
exactly.
family. On a Sunday, you had to be home for Sunday lunch. You know, even, you know, so mobile phones, whilst they're an amazing thing, they've actually ruined society. I know that's a real big statement
they
to
do.
make, but they,
you
you know,
go
you
into-
can go
you
into
go into a
bars
restaurant
and everyone's like that on their phone.
You go into
Yeah.
a restaurant, there's a couple sitting there having dinner. He's on one phone, she's on the other phone. They just do not
But
communicate.
we all say it, but we all do it.
Yeah.
When I came outside to get you both to come into the radio, you were
Yeah.
both sat next to each other on your phones.
Yeah, we weren't at dinner though. We're sitting at we're sitting at home. We've never met before. What do you-
We were getting grumpy together, weren't we?
No, but I just mean people do it all the time. We even having issues with it. We are all
The only-
attached to our phones.
The ones that walk across zebra crossings are the ones that are absolutely on their phones. So they're
Yeah, done that as
should
well.
use them just as target practice.
I've done it as well. I know it. I know what it looks like, but I know, I'm being honest, I know I've done it. And it's because even though we didn't feel in the past that we were as busy and everything was important,
Yeah.
if you get a message from someone and it's about, you know, meeting them in 10 minutes time or whatever, and you need to go, yeah, I'm on my way, or you feel like you need to do it now.
Yeah.
So many
Yeah.
things are happening in our lives. We feel like we
Well, it
need
used
to
to- yeah,
respond
but the thing
instantly.
is, it used to be, and we've gone off a little bit, so it used to be you write a letter to someone,
Yeah.
right, they'd get there 2 days later,
Yeah.
they'd read it, forget about it for a couple of days, then write an answer, that would take another couple of days. So,
at least
how are you?
Yeah.
All right, could take a week.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
if you send an email to someone or a message, and you're looking at it, it's 2 blue ticks. They've read it.
Yeah, it
they've
needs to be
or 2
instant.
green ticks. They've read it. They've
Yeah.
read it. Why haven't
Yeah.
they? Oh, and they're typing. They're typing to me, right? No, they're typing to someone else. Why haven't they answered my message?
Yeah, yeah. No,
It's
it's
true.
true. It is true.
And
it is
don't
true.
and if we are having a conversation, don't you dare give me a thumbs up because you can't be bothered to write an answer.
What's
wouldn't
wrong with thumbs up?
Because that means I've got nothing else to say. I want to finish the conversation.
No, I'm
Wouldn't it
fine
be
with-
funny?
I
Wouldn't it
don't
be
mind a
funny
thumbs
if,
up.
like, if just all the mobile networks in the world just went down for 3 days?
Yeah, but I mean, if someone was
Can you imagine?
we were in the middle of a conversation, we're just ending a conversation, and you said to me, "Oh, okay, bye bye," and I go and just disappeared, right? You said, "Oh, hold on, I haven't finished. I haven't
Well, it
finished."
depends where you are in the conversation. If I've just asked you an in-depth
Okay, but what about-
question and
what-
then you did a thumbs up, that would be odd.
Yeah, but no, but then What about
If
you?
we're like,
well,
bye, see you later,
Okay, but what
nice-
about the ones where you start a conversation?
Yeah.
Right. And you're in the middle, and you've asked her something, and no one answers. You're actually in the middle of a conversation. It's the equivalent of we having a conversation, and
Yeah.
you're getting up, walking out the room, going down the street,
Yeah.
right, getting an ice cream, come back saying, "What did you say?"
But that does happen. But that's because you can be having a conversation with someone on text,
Yeah.
and then the phone rings,
Yeah.
or someone says, "Oh, Hannah, have you got that thing with it?" And you go, "Oh, yeah." And then you start doing something.
But then that's why BRB was invented.
What's BRB?
Be right back.
Oh, be right back. I see. Yeah.
Why
No,
isn't
people
that?
don't
Why
say
isn't that a
anymore.
little emoji? Some kind of
Yeah,
be right
people
back
don't
emoji.
say that now, do they? You can be in conversation, but then something else happens.
And also,
you,
if we are
you'll
on,
think,
if,
"I'll
we,
get back to
if
it
we're doing a
later."
voice phone, a video call or something,
Yeah.
don't be doing your washing up. I don't want to hear the clattering of the dishes whilst we're having. Sit down and concentrate. If we're having a
Absolutely.
Or the hairdryer when they answer and they're doing,
no,
and you can't
you
hear
can't
anything.
do
You're
that.
like, so then I hang up and then
It's
I get a
never gonna
message
happen to you,
going,
is it?
"What's up with you, Grumpy?"
You can't hear. That's silly. That's
I
silly.
still want to do that. I've got to meet a woman. I'm going to put the talcum powder in the end of the hairdryer.
Oh yeah.
I really want to do
What
that.
does that do?
So when she turns it on, it just blasts it all over her face.
That's me.
That'd be so funny. I mean, at the end of the
I thought
relationship,
you were
but
going to quieten it. I was like, how does that work? Oh, okay.
Wait until she put the face cream on because it'll stick.
God. We're going to take the last break.
Hannah Murray. TRE in the afternoon.
Good afternoon. You are listening to the last part of Men Talk. I said that without even looking at my piece of paper. Joining us in the studio today is Michael Senker and Bill Blenker. And I said all of that without looking at the paper. There you go. It's all up here.
are you allowed to say men?
Oh, you are men though, aren't you?
I don't,
Yeah.
Michael?
Yeah, and we
Yeah.
can definitely talk.
You are men. It's all good. Oh, dear. Right. I wasn't even worried. This is to do with AI. More than 9 out of 10 exam submissions generated by AI went undetected at a university. The fake answers often received higher grades than those achieved by real students at Reading University, prompting extreme concern. Tools such as ChatGPT have become more advanced and widespread, leading to fears of students cheating by submitting AI work on their own.
Well, AI is
Bound to happen,
It's an
wasn't it?
interesting thing altogether. In actual fact, Michael was showing me just before we came on air. His video of him talking to his Romanian. Sorry, I'm telling the story, but
That's all right.
Go on.
it showed me a video of his face, and he was just talking, but the AI converted it into Romanian
In my voice.
in his voice, and he sent it to his friend. And I'm telling you, it's insane.
I'll show you afterwards. It doesn't
Yeah.
work on radio, but I'll show you.
Yeah.
But look, it was always going to happen, right?
Yeah,
for
definitely.
once in my life, I'm so happy that I've got ChatGPT because my emails can for once sound professional. And
So it's handy.
although everybody sends one back saying, "Bill, see you found ChatGPT then."
Really? Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, but I use it all the time when when I'm doing a column or something like that, and I just want doesn't actually need to be my rubbish. I need to check a little bit of factual stuff.
Yeah.
Then I'll use it, and then I'll go back
And then rewrite it.
to rewrite it.
Yeah.
Because there's certain things I ask that I'm in uproar about, or has made me particularly grumpy that week, and then when I have to check it out, and so I ask the question, whatever it might be, why there's so many, why the plastic bottles got
The stupid tops on.
stupid tops on that you can't screw back on again.
Yeah.
And then it'll give me a whole argument of why it's good, why it's bad, blah blah blah, and then I can
Clever, yeah.
I can rewrite it, and I can't copy it because everybody knows it's not me because there's no swearing in it.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's I think it's a helpful tool for certain people that are dyslexic. I am, I'm not diagnosed dyslexic, but I can tell you I am dyslexic. So for me, it gives me the confidence to be able to write something down, put it into something, and it helps me to get across in a professional way what I want to say. How you control it in schools and what have you
for me, on the downside, is I now can't believe anything. I was bad enough with my conspiracy theories going on before, but now I just can't. Look, if you saw if you saw me making a statement, saying I've just murdered 27 people, this blah blah, and you see the words come out, and I swear on a stack of Bibles this is true. Why? That's Michael. Why is he doing this?
It's frightening, isn't it? I don't know what you mean. It does make
I
you
will
think.
show you afterwards me speaking fluent Romanian in my voice, and there's no lip syncing or everything, and it's instant. I mean, instant. Yeah. So you can put anything on the internet, and it becomes true.
I'm with you on that because I've seen loads of things, and I think, how did that happen? And then you think, it could just be AI.
On Instagram,
with everything
on Instagram, they have all the little cute babies. Look at the donkey, look at the goat, and they swear and they think that's not a kid. They're not. They don't have. They happen to be filming the kid the minute he sees a donkey and wants to swear and everything. Yeah. It's not. It's a Russian bot.
Oh.
I think that the people it's most dangerous for is celebrities.
Yeah.
Because you've got people saying,
you suggested Mr. Grumpy's not a celebrity.
I've just signed up to this Bitcoin and I've made.
Yes.
I've seen the Elon Musk do one. I've seen the guy. Who's the guy on ITV who does the money shows?
Oh that idiot.
He does.
Martin Lewis.
Martin Lewis. He gets loads and loads of invest in this company, my recommendation, and he's forever putting on the internet like it's not me.
So why are they allowed to do it? This is the problem. I mean,
it's a big problem.
The World Wide Web.
We have a minute left to talk about why university is a waste of time and cash.
Because all they do is go and get drunk and party. The only reason why you should go to university is if you want to be a doctor, a vet, or a lawyer. In 20 years ago, you wouldn't get a job with a pharmaceutical, whatever, unless you had a degree, right? I tell you now, in the events world, I wouldn't employ anybody that's got an events degree. I'd employ somebody that's actually worked in a bar, had face-to-face experience with nice people, nasty people, and they know how to deal with it. That's my take. And I also have a cousin who's now 55 grand in debt because of university. So
20 seconds, Michael.
My daughter's got a PhD. Game, set and sausage.
Hold on, mic drop.
Game, set and sausage.
Mic drop. That told me.
Oh, that's brilliant. Well done, guys. Thanks, guys. Happy weekend.
Thank you.
You've been listening to a TRE production. If you've enjoyed this programme, there'll be another episode waiting for you next week, right here on this platform, where you can also access our extensive back catalogue of shows and interviews. For more information on our live programming, social media channels and apps, and how to contact Talk Radio Europe, please visit tre.radio.